All right, a really exciting night ahead of us. And leading off is Lonnie Alameda, head coach of Florida State University. Lonnie Alameda owns over 45 years of college coaching experience and has guided Florida State to a 2018 national championship and national runner-up finishes in 2001 and 2003. Steering the ship of one of the nation's top teams, Coach Alameda's resume at Florida State includes 5 Women's College World Series appearances and 9 Super Regionals, 10 ACC regular season and division titles, and 8 ACC tournament titles in a row. That's impressive. The 6-time ACC Coach of the Year has led the Seminoles to 716 wins and owns a .782 winning percentage, which includes 268 wins, 59 losses, and 1 tie, so annoying, right, in ACC play. FSU has won at least 40 games in all but 1 full season under Alameda, hitting the 50-win plateau 6 times, including 54 and 58 the last 2 years. Yes, you may clap at that. Including her time as UNLV's head coach, Coach Alameda has directed her programs to 873 victories. Prior to Florida State, she led UNLV to 157 wins and a 2005, they're here too, and a 2005 NCAA regional appearance, and was named Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year twice. My favorite stat about Lonnie is that her players absolutely love playing for her. At this time, please enjoy the video highlighting the career of Lonnie Alameda.
Lonnie Alameda's path to the NFCA Hall of Fame reflects the experience that have made her one of the top coaches in the history of the sport. An outstanding all-around athlete, Alameda began her collegiate playing career as a pitcher at St. Mary's University in San Antonio, Texas. She transferred to Oklahoma in 1989 and played both softball and volleyball for the Sooners. She was a 2-time All-Big 8 selection as a first and third baseman in 1991 and 1992. Alameda met with immediate success in coaching as an assistant at Berry College in Florida in 1994 and 1995, as well as getting international experience as an instructor with the Aruba and Spanish national teams. In 1996, she was named the pitching coach at Stanford. In over 8 seasons, she helped guide the Cardinal to a 320, 179, and 1 record and 6 straight NCAA regional appearances. 3 Stanford pitchers earned All-America honors under her tutelage. When UNLV was looking for a new head coach to revitalize their program prior to the 2004 season, Alameda's already impressive resume and proven success got the attention of the Rebels. Her plan for the program, clear focus on the expectations and goals for her team, and boundless enthusiasm made the then 34-year-old Alameda their choice to lead the squad. In just her 2nd season at UNLV and as a head coach, she led UNLV to the first NCAA tournament appearance in school history. In fact, it was the first time the Rebels had ever had a winning season. She was named the 2005 Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year, as well as the NFCA West Region Coach of the Year following that landmark season at UNLV. She would go on to win a 2nd Conference Coach of the Year honor following her 3rd season in 2007. At the same time, Alameda was making a splash as a coach on the international stage. From 2004 to 2008, she helped in the development of Canada's national team. She aided Canada up until the 2004 Summer Olympics and resumed as an assistant following the Rebels' 2005 season. In the summer of '06, Canada qualified for the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, China. Alameda spent the summer of '08 with the Canadian team, which ended its quest for the gold with a fourth-place finish at the Beijing Olympics. Alameda went back to the Olympics in the summer of 2021 with Canada as their pitching coach in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. In 2009, legendary Florida State head coach Dr. Joanne Graff announced her retirement, leaving a vacancy on one of the premier programs that attracted an amazing level of interest from some of the biggest names in the history of the game. And at age 39, and with just 5 years of head coaching experience, the Seminoles believed enough in Lonnie Alameda to entrust one of its most successful programs at a school that deeply valued women's athletics. And neither Florida State nor Lonnie have looked back since.
She's just been exceptional, and I think her embracing the tradition of excellence in Florida State that we've had in the softball program has just been phenomenal. She cares about the student athletes. She's obviously a great technician of the game of softball.
She's just that person that really pours into her people. She's really always been about the people, and I think that's what makes her so successful, and she's like that on the field, and now behind the scenes I'm kind of learning that she's very similar, very competitive, very driven, very organized.
She's obviously very caring. She puts all of that above the wins and losses, which I think is a very rare thing in the coaching climate in today's society. She takes care of her people, she looks after them, she invests in them.
She opened up her eyes and really demanded the most of us, and that took my game to the next level when I was a member of the Canadian team and then coming here to Florida State. She's always held that standard, no matter where we were, no matter who we were around, who we were playing, and I just think that's really, really unique and special.
In 15 seasons at Florida State, Alameda has been nothing short of sensational. She won her first ACC Coach of the Year award in 2013 and won it again in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, and in 2023. She was the Stam Musial Award winner in 2018. She and her staff were named the NFCA National Coaching Staff of the Year that same season. And of course, she led the Noles to the 2018 NCAA National Championship.
And on the 10th try, the Florida State Seminoles have won their first national championship.
In addition to the 2018 national title, the Seminoles reached the national championship finals in 2021 and 2023. Alameda has won 873 games over her career, with 716 coming as a head coach at Florida State, including 268 against ACC opponents alone. She has led the Noles to 9 conference tournament championships, 7 ACC regular season championships, 15 NCAA tournament appearances, which includes FSU's active streak of 14 in a row. While Alameda's on-field success is remarkable, she has been equally influential in the lives of her players off the field.
Coach has changed my life as a player, as a coach. Now I'm leading the Canadian national team. I wouldn't have been here without her, and I wouldn't have been in this position I am, so 100% changed my life.
I got here and I left here a completely different person. I would say I am who I am because of her, because of what she gave me. I would say one of the biggest things I learned from Coach is just to take a really good perspective on life, a perspective of gratitude, a perspective of love, always challenging to be the best version of myself because that's how she is for us.
She and her program are absolutely dedicated to public service, winning countless recognitions on both the regional and national scene. As demanding as she is on her charges as students, she is equally determined that their academic and student life endeavors are in the right priority.
I have been at Florida State for 13 years now. She's always been true to herself and you know, looking after her people first and being sort of people-driven. She's grown, and I think everyone around her has been forced to grow as well.
Lonnie is now going into the Hall of Fame as the Florida State head coach. And I think that says a lot about Florida State and the emphasis they put on women's athletics and Florida State softball. And you can tell by the crowds, the TV ratings, all of those things that this sport has continued to grow. And I think that's just exceptional, and Lonnie has continued to do that.
Clearly, Lonnie Alameda is an inductee for whom Florida State University, the ACC, and the sport of softball are rightfully proud.
Let's welcome to the podium 2023 NFCA Hall of Fame inductee, Lonnie Alameda.
Thank you, support group. Thank you. The one tie, Hutch. Gotcha. Yes, good times. Wow, super cool. First time I've ever had to write a speech, and time, and really cool. So bear with me as I work through this here. They say pressure is a privilege, and the pressure I'm feeling now being up here right now is with great privilege. It is really, really cool. So thank you for this. Already. All right, so I'm the lead off of this lineup, and I would like to kind of think of it as the opener of the staff. Nate, I told you I'd give you a call out on that one. Thanks. What makes a good opener in a pitching staff is someone that sticks to their skill sets. So I definitely should do something corny and fun, like a little dance or something like that, because that's me. But we all know an epic selfie is involved right here. So I'd like the Hall of Famers to please join me in an epic selfie here with the group. Ready? Awesome. I want to say thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee, the NFCA, T-Will, for giving me this opportunity to grow up here. Thanks, T-Will. It's good. I'd like to acknowledge the fellow recipients, say congratulations. Super excited to hear your stories. I think I was just texting Sipple here earlier. This has always been my favorite part. I mean, I love the convention, I love learning, but to me, sitting here in this room and hearing the stories of those became for us is really, really cool. So having a glass of wine is really nice. Maybe a bottle or 2 bottles or 3, I don't know where we're at, you know. I've been in the back of the room, enjoy it back there, it's good. When we laugh, we cry, and then just, you know, share the stories of the people that have shaped our game. And it's truly an enjoyable evening. So cheers to you all, you know, up here, and we all get to share this evening together, and I'm really excited. I'd like to recognize the Hall of Famers that made this honor an honor. If you think about that line that was here before, to all the retired Hall of Famers, you've stood here before me, and you've set the standard. You've lived a life of legendary moments on and off the field, and even though we still have our challenges, we are thankful for the seeds that you planted that we're reaping the benefits of today. I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to grow as a person, a coach, and a mentor for this game. I challenge myself and all of you to keep building and achieving higher levels for this amazing sport. It's the theme this year is just to say yes, and I think it's a great one for us all to keep following. I was fortunate to follow one of the greats in Coach Joanne Graff at Florida State. And to this day, we're gonna give her a second here. And to this day, she is a huge support of me and our team. She gave everything for this game, and I know she'll be there for the next me, the next generation of coaches. So Coach Graff, please stand with us. I'll give you a round of applause. As for the Hall of Famers still coaching in the game, I'm excited to join you in holding a standard. I believe the responsibility of every coach is a great one. To use our experiences to assist our game, to continue to grow our game with integrity and respect. I'm very grateful that the sport has given us this opportunity. I struggled trying to figure out what to say tonight, what message I should share. To be completely honest, it's always hard to talk about yourself. Get a little emotional, but I Googled some things to help me work through it, so. I did play during the white ball era. So there you go, Mead. That's a bingo, Mead. There you go. Yeah, bingo. They're playing bingo over there, and that's good. I did play the white ball era, and there's a few of us here that can speak of those days. And some of us experienced it. It wasn't documented too well. I was asked for some photos and some videos, and I tried to find the 2 or 3 clips, which they found. I didn't have a VHS player or the VHS tape, but they found it somewhere, so that was pretty fun. But I get to share my opportunities and celebrate my journey with you tonight. So as I tell our players all the time, Alameda, get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and let's get after it. So I guess to start off my Hall of Fame speech, I have to start from the start, my family, which Karen told me not to talk about my family, but I'm going anyway, so that's where the emotions come in. It's all where we pull our coaching styles from. When I reflect on this, I just think of my upbringing and all the wonderful adventures. I have a small, tight-knit family. The deep breathing, good breath, okay, good. Thanks. My mom, my dad, my brother, and he might be on Insta Live there with T-Will, my brother, but they're not here tonight. But it's gonna be a fun little Christmas time for us to spend together and watch this video. My mama drove a school bus. My dad dabbled in numerous things. He sold drapes, he was in real estate, owns a car wash. You always go to the local bar and they call him Bubbles, super cute. A simple family of 4. But we loved the adventures of travel. My mom loved horseback riding, and so did I. We ventured to horse shows here and there, but it was the trail riding and the camping in the mountains under the stars that built memories for me to respect the outdoor lifestyle. My pops and my brother were into motorbikes, hunting, fishing, and as a family, we put those adventures together many times. I learned so much about myself, traveling, enjoying nature, and I believe I now apply many of those lessons to my coaching lifestyle. I cannot remember needing anything in life, but I also knew we didn't really have it all. Yet at the same time, I felt like we had it all. My mom was so great in making birthday parties and events so unique and different. I remember one time for my brother's birthday party, we had a little game fun planned, and one of the competitions was, get this here, a cow patty toss. How far can you send that cow patty? And all of our friends loved it. They loved it. My brother and I were mortified. But it taught me later in life that doing things a little different was okay. It's about making memories and having fun. I'm so glad my mom shared that message with my brother and me. We also learned growing up that if anyone ever needed a place to leave a car, a boat, a trailer, or maybe even a horse, my family was all in to help. Heck, if someone needed a place to stay, they came over to Rancho de Rocas, and you had a place to stay in our barn if you needed it. The Ranch of the Rocks, as we called it, our little patch of land in Northern California, was a place that if anyone ever needed help, they could come to. And I believe this has created my want to help people because my family was so giving and sharing. So I'm very thankful for my grandparents, my brother, Aaron, and my parents for all their lessons and how they shaped me today and the experiences how they shaped me today. All right, that's my parents, good. Okay, here we go. I love you, parents, yes. As for my sports journey, it's unbelievable to think, although we did see that big hair, it's a different era, right? Did rock that big hair. Unbelievable to think that my career in this game started on a field playing for a Bobby Sox Little League in a skirt and a blouse. I then later moved on to actual t-shirts and shorts when I played for the Interiors by Bob squad. My father's drape business was our proud sponsor, and my softball journey officially began. I started playing softball at a young age, but I also played basketball, played volleyball, dabbled in golf, and of course rode horses. And boy, I loved traveling and camping, as I said. So crazy enough, I did not choose this sport. However, I think it chose me. I ended up in the softball because it encompassed everything I was: competitive, driven, outdoorsy, social, and a traveler. Through all my opportunities to get involved in athletics, it's the one I kept going back to, and once I was in it, I loved it. I spent hours and hours, early mornings, late nights, working at the game. Well, I spent many, many, many late nights, not a lot of early mornings for those who know me. But no matter what, I loved it. I was all in. I'm not sure how to explain what the white and yellow ball has done for me, but I know because of it, I've been allowed to experience and impact so many other journeys along the way. I know there was a time when my father asked me, he said, "Lonnie, what are you going to do when this softball thing ends?" Implying, when are you going to go get a real job? And I was right there with him, as the opportunities for growth and advancement were very, very limited. So I honestly was not sure. But as most of my life, I just journeyed on. I stayed on the course to take advantage of all my opportunities. And as much as I did not believe in 5-year plans, softball turned out to be my 5, my 10, my 20, and now 30 years on the diamond. Very, very lucky. My start into coaching began with a call to Lisa Novice. Lisa, where are you over there? Yep, Lisa Novice. At Barry University in Miami Shores. I just needed a chance to get to Florida to follow my then boyfriend who is playing for the Tigers organization. The things we do for relationships, right? When Lisa called me and said she had a little funding for me, I was all in, packed up my little 280Z with my life belongings, got up early, headed south from Norman, Oklahoma to Miami, Florida. Back then, you followed maps on a map, not maps on an app. Shockingly, I did not calculate my travel very well, and my 22-hour road trip did not disappoint. I eventually arrived close to midnight a few days later, having never met Lisa in person. She opened her door and said, "Hello, welcome, here's the couch, stay as long as you want." And so my coaching journey began. Thank you, Lisa. You are my start, and your generosity does not go unnoticed. There's the ugly cry. Okay. I'm going to really enjoy that bottle of wine. All right. I laugh when I reflect on some moments that I have lived in this game as a coach. Some are amazing, and some not so glamorous, but I'm sure some of you in this room can relate. When I coached at Stanford, our field was not on campus. It was a recreational field, and at times we had to take care of it ourselves. I think of how silly I must have looked sitting on the back of John Rittman, and I know he's in here. Where you are, John? Yeah, somewhere in here. Yep, there we are. Sitting on the back of Rittman's truck, holding that drag in my hands, bundled up because it was cold outside and dust was swirling all around us. It was all we knew, but how excited were we when we finally got a field on campus, complete with a field person and our very own drag. There was another time on that same rec field when we finally got enough funding for a tarp. I went out to set up practice and realized a homeless man had cut a hole in the middle of the tarp to build a tent. I was so frustrated, I stomped straight to the train tracks to let him know just how important that tarp was for our program. However, he didn't seem to have the same care and love for the program that I did. But seeing the Taj Mahal that's being built on the farm today, and with 2 of our former players leading the way in Jess and Tori, it is just a small reminder for how far this game has come, and so very, very cool. And I thank John for everything he allowed me to do and grow as a coach. There was another time at UNLV when we were hosting a 30-team tournament to raise funds for our program. Of course, it rained all day, which doesn't happen much in the desert. I mean, that's why teams come to play in the Desert Classic. But you do what you do. I went out and purchased tarps to save the field, 10 of them. They were all over the field. It was like patches on a quilt. And then there was the cat litter, because back in those days we didn't have funding for turfus. Thankfully, my mom was there with her horse trailer, and we were able to load it up with many bags of the good-smelling kind of cat litter. And we got those fields ready. But I've never been so gassed and smelly of cat litter after a full weekend of games, but hey, it takes what it takes, right? We all know that. I can also remember while coaching at UNLV, we were playing in a tournament at the University of Arizona, and the game was tied in the 7th. I was coaching third, held up a runner that possibly could have scored to win the game. However, I almost got booed off the field by those Arizona fans as they were becoming impatient because they just wanted to see their Wildcats play. Thankfully, we were able to win the game in the 8th, and I was hooked. I love the excitement for that moment to hear the roar of that crowd, even if it wasn't for me about the game being over. And it was something I really, really wanted to build and be a part of. From humble beginnings to being late to the national championship game. Yeah, me late. I know that doesn't surprise many people, but in the biggest time in my career, I read the timing protocol wrong. So needless to say, we were late. We rolled up to the Hall of Fame Stadium with 10 minutes left in our warm-up, but thankfully we rocked it as a team. We had so much fun during our out-of-routine pregame. However, I truly think this helped our girls settle in and not make the moment bigger than it was. The team did their thing, winning the first title for Florida State in the ACC. It's just a few vivid moments etched in memory, but they're also memories for players, coaches, boosters, and staff. I am so lucky that I've fallen in love with all aspects of this profession because I do not feel like it's a job. I am grateful softball picked me. Over the year, I've had a few people say congrats on the Hall of Fame, and I was not certain how to respond or feel about it. I am far, far, far from being done, Mr. Alford. And I love it so much. But then I started to realize it's a celebration of a journey. This journey has been about so many players and staff members that have grown through this game too. So many alumni that will randomly share a text of a memory that was life-changing for them because of their experience as a softball player. I know we're only a split second of their time in their lives, but the second can be life-changing due to the commitment it takes to be a part of a team. And this is something I cherish and love. I love the transformational side of coaching. To think of the growth that I made as a college athlete. Learning who I was, it was something that I've never forgotten. So I hope I can continuously lead players in transformational side of coaching in a very transactional world. I want to thank so many people for the little moments that have poured into me, but goodness, that would take forever, and Carol needs to get up here. But I do have a few more, Carol, so. Every day I come into the office and I get to be around a staff that's all in. I'm indebted to you, Troy, Travis, Raph, Katie, Ellie, Kyler, and Bailey. It has been a joy to be by your side and to continue to grow from our morning meetings that can last 2.5 hours of fun talk, to being on the field and having headsets in our chats. I love you like family, and I thank you that you love this program like it's your own too. Then there's some former staff members that still impact me by their passion for this game. Bryce Craig, Christian, Kendra Pick. When I get to see you, it's like we have never been apart. The genuine humans you are, I absolutely love. I would like to send cheers to my wonderful administration that they allow me to run this program my very own corny way. From the support of our president and First Lady, Richard J. McCullough, to our athletic director, Michael Alford, and his amazing wife, Laura, and then my direct boss, Cindy Hartman. Cindy and Michael are here today. Your time to be here doesn't go unnoticed. You're fresh off of a soccer team's national championship run, and you're now celebrating me and the game of softball. The two of you rock. The more administrators see our value and the more our sport continues to grow, we all appreciate your being here tonight. However, the most impressive part to me is that both of you have personal relationships with all of our players, and it's right in line with our staff values too, and I'm beyond grateful that you are here. I'd also like to recognize, I was really gonna be good at this one. Then I saw his picture, but my main man upstairs, Monk Bonasort, who hired me. It's so quiet. Thank you. I think that's someone I saw earlier today, like, help me, yeah, it's good. I want to also thank the main man upstairs, Monk Bonasort, who hired me with a huge heart for the Seminoles and what the unconquered spirit embodies. He has a quote we cherish and try to live by. What you give today, you keep forever, and what you kept today, you lose forever. I thank you, Monk, for allowing me to be a part of this great university, Florida State. For the boosters that are attending anything Knoll softball, because they are like family, Scott and Kirsten are here tonight. I am sure enjoying a great bottle of wine and a vintage bottle of wine with stories to tell. The McMullins and Morecams, the JC, so many more that have helped our vision grow. I thank you, and I hope you know how special you are and how much you are a part of the softball journey. To the alumni, players, and managers that give me inspiration and love when I need it. Swim, Mo, Pedro, Calcar, Smags, Britt, Maris, Dana, Fernie, Lacey, Mace, to name a few that are here tonight. I know there's so many more, including Team 41, who's back in Tallahassee, but you're all in my heart daily. If any of you have been to my office, where Ellie says a scrapbook threw up in it, she's not wrong. Yes, she's not wrong. I would say it's like a reflection vision board. It reflects how much the alumni have made a mark on me. They have made me a better person, and they've impacted me beyond words. So their notes, pictures, silly knickknacks, ducks, snow globes, pillows, etc., are all over my office. The constant reminder that their impact to the program, along with inspiring me with the vision that my wonderful job is about them, they are why I do what I do. So to all of you who have put the jersey on to compete, thank you for trusting me and growing me. While we all know that if the players do not believe or trust the coaching staff, then I'm not here on the stage tonight. We won the national championship in 2018, and I got back to my phone later that night. And there was text chains from Barry alumni, UNLV alumni, Stanford alumni, Team Canada, and the proud Florida State alumni. I even had a text thread from my teammates when I was at Oklahoma. Yes, OU still cheers for me. One day. It's just unbelievable how lucky we are to coach the people in this game that always show up and always give back. I know Jim Beatty is here in the room too, and he's a huge reason for my opportunities, and I'm very grateful to bring me to Cal State Norman. We always talk to all the California girls. In closing, I want to share a comment someone said to me while recruiting. I hope it'll sum up my journey for you all. They asked me about my opinion on a rule change, and I gave my answer, to which they replied, "You know, that's so you. You always do it different, and that's something I admire about you." I didn't really know how to respond, but after I mulled it around, I can tell you that I've always challenged myself to do things a bit differently, and one of them is to keep a people-first vision. I've been lucky enough to win championships and to hoist a national championship trophy. It's amazing, don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But I can say there's nothing like filling your soul with the work of a group to achieve a goal with a people-first mindset. In the end, it's not so much about the wins and trophies and rings, but it's the fact that people feel part of something bigger and we're able to contribute to that goal. I cannot think of anything bigger than to be a part of this Hall of Fame and to help grow the game of softball. Again, it's about the people in this room, and particularly the ones that I mentioned tonight, that made this journey special. This is just so much more. This is just as much as your reward as it is mine. And I thank you for being part of my softball journey. My dad didn't know this softball thing was going to take me 30 years later. But thanks to you all, it's been one hell of a ride, and I'm so very, very thankful. Thank you.
Our next inductee is NFCA Executive Director Carol Bruggeman. The NFCA's Executive Director since 2016, Carol Bruggeman has overseen unprecedented success within the organization. Under her leadership, the association has experienced exponential growth with new records set in membership, sponsorship, awards, education, and events, which includes presiding over the 6th highest attended national conventions in NFCA 40-year history. Yes. She was recognized for her leadership as one of Louisville Business First's most admired CEOs in 2022. Prior to being named executive director, Carol was an active coach and NFCA member for nearly 3 decades. She was elected by her peers and served as board president, past president, 4th vice president, and Division I representative. During a successful 25-year coaching career, Carol was Purdue's founding head coach, as well as an assistant at Michigan and associate head coach at Louisville. Carol earned over 700 career victories and had a hand in 11 NCAA regional appearances and 7 conference titles. Carol continues to be involved in on-field initiatives as she currently serves on the selection committee for both the USA Softball Women's National Team and Women's Junior National Team. You also see her on TV as an analyst on the ESPN, SEC, and ACC television networks during the college softball season. Brug, you played our sport, you coached our sport, you narrate our sport, and now you lead our sport. And you have been an absolute champion at every level. Let's enjoy this video on Carol Bruggeman.
Congratulations, Coach Bruggeman. A huge and well-deserved congratulations on your induction into the National Fast Pitch Coaches Hall of Fame. As a product of college softball, I had the great fortune to be coached, developed, challenged, and mentored by you at Michigan. Together, you and Hutch made me a better player and leader.
Congratulations, Brug, on your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame. I still remember our first breakfast in Louisville when I was there on my interview, and I knew almost immediately that there was something really special about you. But little did I know that I was sitting down with someone that was going to be so influential, not only in my career, but in my life. Thank you for your mentorship. Thank you for your friendship. When I think of the very best leaders that I know, I think of you. You have this innate ability to make everyone around you want to be better. And you have this ability to see more in the people that you're leading than they ever knew was possible, and then creating that vision for them. You're amazing, Carol Bruggeman. You're a rock star. You're a Hall of Famer, and you deserve this. Thank you so much for not only what you've done in my life and my career, but thank you for what you've done for the sport of softball.
CB, I am so proud of you. I don't know if NFCA Hall of Fame is something that you ever expected, but it sure is something that you've earned. Not just for your on-field successes, but for what you've done for this sport, this association, and to those who belong to it. I feel so grateful to have been part of your journey and experienced it through many capacities. As a former player, I got to witness a coach who brought passion and competitiveness to the game every day. As a colleague, I get to come to work with someone who inspires me daily. And as a friend, I know you'll be in my corner always.
No one is more deserving. The impact you have made on this organization and the entire sport of softball in such a short time as our executive director is absolutely phenomenal. You lead with passion, drive, and inclusiveness, and your leadership inspires me every day. I am so honored and privileged that I was able to work with you on the NFCA board.
I remember coaching against Carol when she was the head coach at Purdue in 2005. I was immediately drawn and impressed with her enthusiasm, her energy, her spirit as a coach. And you know, there's just some of those coaches that get your attention because of their passion. That's how Brug is. She carried that same passion into her role as the executive director of the NFCA. She led the NFCA, a nonprofit organization, through the toughest times in our country during the pandemic. We came out stronger than ever because of her innovation, her creativity, and her forward thinking. When I think about Brug, and what I envy the most is her willingness to do anything, to get in the trenches. She would never ask anyone to do something that she wouldn't do herself. She has the love for softball and our coaching profession. She embodies my favorite quote, "You can't fake passion." I wouldn't want anyone else leading this organization. Congratulations, Brug.
You took a chance on me, a small town kid in her first college coaching job. That shows the type of person you've always been, someone that invests in people. We coached together for 8 years at Purdue, and that bond didn't stop because we weren't on the same staff anymore. Your impact and your influence continues. Your kindness, your generosity, your energy, your belief in others, it's incredible, it's inspiring.
Coach B as a human, so Carol, I can't believe I'm calling you Carol, is just one of the nicest, most genuine, caring people that I've ever met. She just asks about you and wants to know about your family and wants to develop you as a person.
Brug, I am so incredibly happy for you. This honor is so well deserved. Your guidance has been monumental for our staff, for this association, for the sport of softball as a whole, and we just want to say thank you for your heart, your drive, your motivation, and everything you do for this sport on and off the field. You are an inspiring leader, you're an amazing coach, and an even better friend, and I am just so blessed that I get to work alongside my role model every single day. So I just want to say thank you, because of you, I truly believe that I'm a better coach, I'm a better mom, and a better person. So I hope you enjoy every bit of today because you've earned it.
Brug, Coach Bruggeman, congratulations, my friend. I am so honored to be able to share in this incredible life event with you tonight. I'm also just really grateful that I had a chance to share part of your journey during the chapter at Louisville. Had a chance to watch you firsthand, to watch how you approached your craft as a coach and the way that you impacted the lives of your players and really the way you made everyone around you better, including me. I'm grateful for that.
Coaches across the country would say the reason the association has grown so much is because of your leadership, of your embracing all coaches in all divisions. So thank you on behalf of all of us at Iowa, your alums, thank you.
Carol, congratulations on this honor tonight. We're all very proud of you and pleased that you're recognized in this way. It is certainly well-deserved for the impactful and successful career that you've had. And personally, I'm very proud that I hired you as our first head softball coach at Purdue.
Looks like you made it, Brug. Congratulations on your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame. You have positively influenced so many young women on and off the field as a mentor, as a coach, as a leader, and now as the director of our softball association. You treat everyone with kindness and empathy and leave a part of you with everyone you come in contact with.
Brug, being here with you tonight with your friends and family to celebrate you and your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame is wonderful. I honestly don't know a better servant leader than you. In fact, I don't know a better person than you. What you've done for so many people, the impact, the influence that you've had on so many of us in this room tonight has simply been amazing. What you've done for the game as a coach and a mentor has been remarkable. And what you've done as a leader, as our leader of the NFCA, has absolutely been incredible. I'm going to say it again. Since the day I met you in 1989, I have not met anybody, and I'm talking anybody, that is a better servant leader or a better human being than you, Carol Bruggeman. It just makes my heart overflow, and I know many are sitting out there tonight feeling the exact same way as we welcome you in to the NFCA Hall of Fame.
Coach B, your first All-American as a head coach here, to wish you a giant congratulations on this tremendous and well-deserved honor, and to thank you for all that you've done for the entire softball community, former student athletes like myself. We learned a lot from you on and off the field, from the dreaded timed mile to chasing storm windows just to get games in, to a literal etiquette class, runny on the right, lumpy on the left. Remember it to this day. It's actually coming in handy tonight as well. I'm 100% positive they don't want me doing this in the ballroom. Congratulations, Coach B.
Wow, Bruggy, the NFCA Hall of Fame. I don't think I know a single person surprised by this induction. When I think about someone's Hall of Fame induction, I think about many facets of their lives. And for you, I think about you as a daughter, as a sister, as an aunt, as a coach, as a friend, and as a leader. You have a remarkable way of transforming spaces that you take up. And when people leave your presence, they leave feeling motivated, inspired, and valued. I think about the countless young women that you've had the opportunity to coach. Many of them are here tonight to celebrate you. The lessons that you've taught them, that you've imparted into their lives, they continue to live out today as women, mothers, and leaders in their own communities. Congratulations on your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame.
What I loved in working with you, we'd go to these games and you would see a former player, and Brug, you can't fake a real excited and loving reaction. And that's what the former players had. I swear, every time they saw you, man, you could tell that they loved playing for you, and man, you could tell that you loved coaching them.
You are the ultimate and consummate professional. You are one of the greatest servant leaders that any of us have ever seen. And you personally are responsible for not just building a program when you started at Purdue, but helping build this association into one of the strongest associations of its kind in the country.
Be Hall of Famer, inspiring, charismatic, loyal, competitive, compassionate, coach, mentor, friend. Every stage of your career, you've cared about your staff, your players. What's most noteworthy, though? Your heart. You've inspired others to work hard, have a competitive spirit. You've nurtured those around you to be better people. The lifetime of dedication to this sport, the lives you changed in the process, you deserve this, Brug.
Hey, Coach B, just want to say congratulations on a much-deserved honor to one of the best coaches I've ever had, and probably the first coach to ever really push me. I think that's what makes you such a great coach, is you always bring out the best in people, whether that's athletically or as humans. So that's something I'll forever be grateful for.
When I first started doing college softball about 6 years ago, I was terrified. This was not a sport that I played. I didn't really know it. So when our coordinating producer at ESPN put me with someone named Carol Bruggeman, I had no idea then just how lucky I was. What a gift that was. But my gosh, I learned it so quickly. There's not a single person out there, not a coach, not an administrator, not a player, anyone associated with the sport of softball who not only knows Carol, but loves her. Carol, to know you is to love you, and you just have been such a blessing in my life to have by my side doing broadcasts, not just because you're pretty much a walking rule book, which I so appreciate, but because of the way that you make everyone so comfortable. You genuinely love the game. You are as wonderful a person as you are an announcer, and I'm so very proud of you for now being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Hi, Bruggs. I just want to say congratulations first and foremost. What an incredible honor for you to be inducted into the NFCA Hall of Fame. There's not many people that are more deserving than you are. And secondly, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being such an inspiration to me and my career. You only were able to coach me for 1 year, but that 1 year and that connection that we've had has grown into a mentorship and a friendship, and I cannot wait to celebrate with you tonight.
Congratulations, Carol, on your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame. What a well-deserved honor. Seeing you perform way back when you were in 7th grade, I knew then already that you were a special one. To have had the opportunity to coach you was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. What you have done for the game of softball as a player, as a coach, and now as the Executive Director of the NFCA is no surprise. And I feel truly blessed to have been even a small part of this journey with you.
You've been a fantastic coach, an unbelievable leader, and mentor to so many. You took over the association at a critical time in its development and just ran with that baton. I could not be more grateful to you. Everything you've done with integrity and class, and I'm so proud to call you a friend.
Carol, to me, you embody everything that is truly exceptional about the sport of softball and the NFCA. You set the most positive tone, and your people-first approach to leadership is inspiring. It's such a privilege to work with you. Congratulations on your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame.
As a coach, you took great pride in the development of student athletes both on and off the field, and you have shown that same dedication as Executive Director of the NFCA.
Congratulations, Brug, on this incredible honor. You have impacted our game in so many ways as a student athlete, assistant coach, head coach, clinician, commentator, and now as our Executive Director. You've grown the game, you've been incredible for us, and you've been such a professional at every turn. But I think what impacts us the most is your kindness, your thoughtfulness, and your work ethic. Can't wait to celebrate with you tonight. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Carol, on your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame. Your family is very proud of all of your athletic accomplishments. Growing up in a small town in Iowa in the 70s, there was always a game going on a Saturday afternoon at the school cement slab. We always seemed to have an odd number of kids involved in the game, so we tagged Carol along. Even though she was 4 years younger than I, she was never the last one picked to be in that athletic event. We knew from a very young age she was going to be an athlete. I mean, what sixth grade girl can hit 24 of 25 free throws in this Knights of Columbus state free throw contest? What 5'4" girl can be a multi-year state champion in the hurdles, 400-meter hurdles? Anyway, I could go on talking about my sister all day long and her athletic accomplishments, but we're very proud of you, Carol. Your family loves you, and congratulations.
Hi, everybody. I'm so thankful to be here this evening. Her dad and I are so proud of her induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame, and we love her very much.
Hey, Aunt Carol, I know that you know this, but just to say it one more time, we are all so proud of your success and accomplishments. I personally am so thankful for the summers that I was able to spend at Purdue softball camps. Those are definitely memories that I will forever cherish. Again, we are all so, so proud of you, and I know that if Grandpa was here, he would be the proudest one in the room. Love you.
Let's welcome to the podium 2023 NFCA Hall of Fame inductee, Carol Bruggeman.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kate, for that kind introduction. I mean, you are a cherished friend, a cherished colleague, and one of the most successful coaches in our game, and I'm just so thankful you lend your leadership talents to the NFCA. Thank you to all who wrote letters of recommendation and to the NFCA Hall of Fame committee. Your decisions are not easy ones, and you have many talented people to select from. Thank you for the work you do and for the opportunity to have this moment. I'm truly overwhelmed with gratitude and the kind words on the video and just for your presence here this evening. I mean, I really feel like my heart is about to burst. It was pounding over there, and I'm just truly grateful. Congratulations to Kim and John. You deserve this moment, and your impact on the sport has been tremendous. And I personally am just really honored to forever be in the Hall of Fame class of 2023 with both of you. And to Lonnie, we've had some competitive games on the field, and we are just trusted colleagues off the field. And I know you used the word different a minute ago, and I have written here creative. You're one of the most creative leaders in our sport, and your success speaks for yourself, and congratulations. I'm just so happy for you. I'd like to start with some really good news for all of you. I've been an NFCA member since 1989, and the NFCA Hall of Fame started in 1991. I haven't missed one convention, And I've had the pleasure of listening to every single Hall of Fame acceptance speech. "92 inductees, now 93, with Lonnie, and 93 acceptance speeches. I have not missed one. These speeches have really shaped who I am today. They have motivated and moved me. They have made me laugh and made me cry, sometimes in the same 5-minute time span. For over 3 decades, I sat in awe and listened to messages of humility, passion, determination, and gratitude. This event and those speeches have really shaped who I am today. Now back to that good news. Since I have heard all 93 speeches, I understand the importance of the advice surrounding how to give a great speech. Have a good beginning, have a great ending, and keep the two as close together as possible. There's been much written over the last year about my career journey, including just a brief synopsis in the program. So I'm choosing not to use this time to talk about all those details. I'd rather spend my time talking about puzzles tonight. This induction and this banquet may seem like a moment in time, but it's really a journey. It's a combination of the influences of others, of family and friends, mentors, coaches, players, and people I've been blessed to be around my entire career. It's a reflection of opportunities, choices, and decisions. This Hall of Fame induction, this journey, does not belong to me, it belongs to all of you. It belongs to everyone who has been a part and an important piece of my journey. You've shaped me. Who would have known that when I was growing up in the small town of Charter Oak, Iowa, that the sport of softball and everything surrounding the softball profession would become my life? If the sport of softball was a bicycle wheel and all the opportunities within the sport were represented by the spokes of the wheel, I've been blessed to have really taken a deep dive into a lot of those spokes. From a youth, high school, and collegiate player, an assistant, associate, and head coach, all at the Power 5 level, which some of you would say is a blessing and some is a curse, and you're both right, to NFCA executive director, television analyst, various roles with USA Softball. Because softball has grown, we can all choose many careers involving softball. How lucky am I to have had the pleasure of waking up every day and working in the sport of softball. What a treat it's been. When I think of the influence of others and a career in softball, I think of all the pieces that fit together, and I think of this very special Hall of Fame moment. I just think of puzzles. A completed puzzle is the sum of its parts. Every one of you represents a puzzle piece, and a very important puzzle piece, and you help create this overhaul journey by fitting perfectly in just the right spot, at just the right time, to build and put together this career and ultimately lead to this special moment. A puzzle starts with a different number of pieces. There's 12, there's 100, there's 500, there's 1,000. All of the pieces are there when you dump out the box, and the pile initially, it just appears to be a mess. There's no clear view how to put it together. There's no clear time frame on when it will be complete, no order where to start, and outside of the picture on the box, no view of what the very end result will look like. If you have ever put together a puzzle, you know it takes a healthy dose of a few things. Time and patience, it's not something you do quickly. Experience, you try different pieces at different times, and a combination of problem solving and engineering skills. This might be a conversation in your head when you're putting together a puzzle. Where do I start? What piece fits in what location? Are there pieces I can group together? Where do I start a new section? And for those who struggle in the patience department, am I done yet? Some puzzle pieces are big pieces. Some are small pieces. Some are colorful, some are neutral, some are funny shaped, and all are meaningful and fit into the big picture. Sometimes you find the right piece, but not at the right time. So you come back to it later. Some pieces are obvious. You immediately know where they go right away, and they fit just right. Others, you have to keep trying new places at new times. You keep searching, and bam, that piece that never seemed to fit, it does fit in just the right spot, at just the right time, and helps bring the whole picture into view. One thing is for certain when putting together a puzzle: every piece matters. If one piece is missing, it's obvious. There's a big hole, and it can only be filled with one special piece. You all represent pieces of my puzzle, pieces of my journey. You have shaped and created this moment. Your puzzle piece fits at exactly the right place and exactly the right time. And without even just one of you, my puzzle, my career journey would be incomplete. So tonight, it really isn't about me. It's about all of you. A puzzle can also teach us a few things about who you surround yourself with. Each piece has to be connected with the correct other pieces to create sections or groups. These sections typically have similar colors and designs, and these clumps or pieces build a foundation for the overall puzzle. It helps paint a bigger picture and a clearer picture of the end result. Now, we all know that our words, actions, and our thoughts and values are influenced by who you choose to surround yourself with. How lucky am I to continue to be surrounded by amazing, talented, kind, driven, loving, and overachieving people. A lot of you here tonight are in my various clumps or sections. Thank you. Your collective words and actions have been influential along this journey. The people I have been fortunate to be surrounded by are decorated student athletes, championship coaches. They have fields and facilities named after them. They are in Hall of Fames. The list goes on and on. Thank you for rubbing off some of your good vibes on me just by being in your presence. I'd like to recognize several of these puzzle sections, or as I'd like to call them, teams, here tonight. Without you, this moment would not be possible. I've been a part of teams my whole life. I've always been drawn to teams. I thrive in that environment, and it fills my bucket. The synergy, the common goals, the collaboration, the joy in seeing a teammate succeed. It's so much fun and so rewarding to be part of something bigger than yourself. To invest in someone, to count on someone, to be counted on, to work together, to have someone to celebrate with. Although I appreciate those who work from home and work independently by themselves day after day, that would not be for me. I mean, how do you do a staff meeting? You look in the mirror every day and you say, what do you want to do? You look good. You look good. I don't know. I couldn't do it. Quite simply, I need teams. It's part of my DNA and the fabric that motivates me. One of the vital puzzle sections or teams is represented by all the former players, parents, and coaching staff members in the room. I am truly overwhelmed by the amount of people on this team who are here this evening and those who have reached out with various messages throughout the last year. Like a puzzle, I feel very connected to this group. If I ever had the pleasure of being your coach at Michigan, at Purdue, or Louisville, or I ever had the pleasure of coaching your daughter, or working with you on a coaching staff at any time, will you please stand so we can properly thank you? Please stand. Come on, there's a lot of you here tonight. I'm so gracious. I mean, I love you all, and it's very simple. You are the reason I love coaching. Thank you for allowing me into your lives and to share some of your biggest challenges and biggest triumphs. I have learned so much from you, and you have all enhanced my life in so many ways. I am so proud of you and all of your accomplishments. I've had the pleasure of holding many titles throughout my career, but the greatest title of all time has been and will always be coach. Now, when you're a longtime coach and you transition away from day-to-day coaching, you miss two things. You miss practice, and you miss being around your team. But fortunately for me, when I became the NFCA Executive Director, I inherited a very talented team. And even though I was not on the field every day, I still had a team. Our team has changed and expanded over the years, and yet the passion, dedication, and just overall fun remains the same. And I'm going to ask one more group to stand tonight. And those of you who are attending our overall NFCA convention, which this event is just one part of the overall convention, this team deserves a lot of credit, not only for what they're doing this week, but the entire year long for our entire coaching community. And I just want to thank you, NFCA team, for inspiring me to be my best every day. Please stand and be recognized. Now, sometimes a 200-piece puzzle is enough. All is good, feels good, you're challenged and fulfilled along your career journey. And then an opportunity comes along and you consider trying that bigger puzzle, the 500-piece, the 1,000-piece puzzle. You wonder, can I do it? Where do I start? Ultimately, to tackle a new adventure, you do what you've always done and surround yourself with great people and dive in. And by doing so, you welcome a whole new network into your life. That's been the NFCA team. And that's been the ESPN team. The respect I have for the television industry is immense. These people are the most prepared group I've ever been around, yet can execute on the fly better than anyone. They can focus in the moment better than anyone. And I'd like to thank all the producers, directors, the play-by-play talent I worked with over the years for their training, support, patience, and an encouragement for making a live broadcast a lot of fun. I've also been blessed to be surrounded by first-class mentorship, leadership, and coaching colleagues team. Throughout my entire career, the people I've looked up to are people who've guided my path, who have encouraged me, pushed me, and taught me, have been so influential in my career. They have shown me the path to excellence. They have consistently been there for a phone call, a text, a hug. This is a sampling of the people on my mentorship and leadership team. The winningest coach in Division I history, the highest ranking female at the NCAA, Hall of Famers, athletic directors, championship coaching colleagues, decorated award winners, people who have fields and facilities named after them. The list goes on and on. This is my mentoring and leadership team. There are simply too many to list individually. You know who you are, and I love you all. When I grow up, I want to be just like you. The foundation of putting together any puzzle starts with the corners or the borders. Setting a solid foundation and frame is important to completing the puzzle. It keeps everything in perspective and keeps the big picture in sight. The corners and the borders are always there to bring you back home. Having a quality coach early in life is important to setting the tone and building the foundation for sticking with athletics. Like many of you, my first coach when I was young was my dad. However, my next coach, the one who made me want to come to practice every day, the one who made me want to compete every game and to work hard to achieve my goals, was my high school basketball and softball coach, Jay Harms. His wife, Linda, was also my basketball coach. Their passion and knowledge of teaching and how to treat people inspired me to be a coach. Coach Harms is one of those people who is in a Hall of Fame and who has a field named after him. Both Jay and Linda are here tonight, and your lessons and your passion help feed my passions. You are some of the first pieces put into my puzzle and have stayed there my entire life. Thank you for building a strong foundation around coaching and teaching. Another foundational section of my puzzle is called the Purdue Crew. We named ourselves the Purdue Crew because we all worked and met at formative times in our lives at Purdue University. We all have different backgrounds, we all have different professions, but we share that bond that has been strong for over 3 decades. We all still get so excited to call and to text and hang out with one another. We've laughed together, we've cried together, we've laughed so hard we've cried. It made us cry together. We vacationed together. I mean, there's not much we haven't done together and without each other. We've been there for each other each and every day. And Stack, you are the undisputed leader of this group. There's no doubt. Everybody would say that. People look to you for your wisdom and guidance, something I've been doing for decades. Thank you for your unwavering love and support. And to Carrie, Bert, Critty, Val, Brooke, all the Purdue crew over there, all the people at a couple tables over here involving Purdue University, you are my rock. I love you all so much, and it means the world to me to have you here tonight. The corner pieces of the puzzle are my family, the Bruggeman team. I love them so much. Whether we see each other every day or a few times a year, we have always remained close. To put it simply, I hit the jackpot in the family department, and they're just good people and fun to be around. To be a Bruggeman means you love sports, you love to learn, you love music, you love travel, and lots of time on a boat and on a lake. My nephew Ethan is here tonight. You and I are a lot alike, bud. You've got an upbeat personality and a zest for life. You own your own business in your 20s. It's just an impressive accomplishment, and I'm even more proud of the man you're becoming. Thank you for being here tonight. To his girlfriend, Keisha, thank you for loving my nephew and for embracing our family with open arms. You're a sweet soul. My niece, Emily, is my mini-me. You played softball for quite a while, attending University of Nebraska and Purdue camps, and it was so fun to be part of that journey with you. You've always been on top of life and possess a helping spirit, so it's no surprise you're an outstanding nurse and an even better mom. Thank you for being part of this special evening. And thank you to my brother, Brian. You've been just a terrific big brother. Thank you for inviting and including me to play sports with your friends. You made my childhood so much fun, the lake, playing board games and cards, and just having someone to hang out with. You led the way in setting high standards, which made me want to achieve big goals too. I mean, you're an Eagle Scout, you had perfect attendance in school, and you're already in a Hall of Fame. Thank you for your support. I love you. And there's no doubt about it that the biggest pieces of my puzzle are my mom and dad. They are two of the most amazing people I know. Their unwavering support and love means everything. Among thousands of other gifts, they gave me two priceless gifts, roots and wings. The roots of integrity, how to not expect but earn things, and how to treat people. The wings of the ability to try new things and explore opportunities and to just go for it in life. My dad, Wade, passed suddenly 6 months ago to the day today. I miss him every day. He's here with us in a photo, coaching photo on my family table tonight. He continues to be a strong presence in my life in all that I say and do. As I mentioned earlier, he was my first coach, and as a lifelong educator, my lifelong teacher. He was also my catcher in the backyard during my very brief pitching career and fixed the birdhouse as I knocked down many times with a rise ball gone wrong. Thank you, Dad. You will always be my favorite coach, and I will continue to do my best to make you proud every day. Finally, the biggest piece of the puzzle, the aha piece that just makes everything else fit, belongs to my mom, Ruth. She is one of the smartest people I know. She's taught herself so many skills, and at 86 years young, continues to learn every day. She's an accomplished musician, an excellent writer, and the most selfless person on the planet. Thank you for always being at my games, for your support, for giving me the confidence to just keep going for it, and for pushing me in your own way to be my best. You are the wind beneath my wings, and I would not be here today without your love and support. So to everyone tonight, thank you for being a huge piece of my puzzle. You fit in just the right place at just the right time, and you've helped create this amazing, beautiful career, this overall puzzle, and this very meaningful Hall of Fame moment. In the words from the movie Jerry Maguire, you complete me. I am forever grateful for this moment. Thank you so much.
Up next is John Byrne, retired head coach from Moravian University. They've been talking trash to each other all night over here. Longtime Moravian University head coach John Byrne retired in May of 2022 after 29 years leading the Greyhound softball program and 44 years at the school. Upon retiring from his alma mater, Coach Byrne was 5th active and 9th overall NCAA Division III coach to reach 900 career victories. He completed his career with 923 wins, 257 losses, which currently ranks him 8th in winning percentage and 9th in victories in NCAA Division III history. Coach Byrne led the Hounds to the postseason 27 times, including 3 NCAA Division III National Championship tournament appearances. The Blue and Gray played for the National Championship in 2004 and totaled 18 NCAA Division III playoff berths, 25 conference playoff appearances, and 17 conference championships. Over the years, Coach Byrne mentored 8 different players to a total of 12 NFCA Division III All-America honors, a Diamond Sports NFCA Catcher of the Year, and had 56 student athletes earn a total of 98 NFCA All-Region accolades. Wow. At this time, please enjoy the video highlighting the career of John Byrne.
From 1994 through 2022, John Byrne was the head softball coach at Moravian University. The numbers he compiled during his 29 years at the helm were staggering. His 923 victories ranked 9th in NCAA Division III history, and his .782 winning percentage is 8th all time. His success can be traced to his connection with his players.
I call him a textbook because he's so old. Every single time I see him, I'm like, hey, textbook. I say he was born in 1910 because he's been here forever. I was in Johnny's Bagels down on Main Street, and there's a black and white picture of this man, and he's a coach in it. And I'm like, so if you were a coach in the black and white picture, you must have been here for decades.
Byrne was not born in 1910, but he was at Moravian for 44 years. He enrolled in the fall of 1978 as a freshman on the baseball team and never left. After graduation, he worked in the admissions office and began coaching as a volunteer assistant in baseball. After serving as the head volleyball coach in 1988 and working with the football team in the early 90s, he moved on to softball. One of his first assistant coaches was Scott Dapp, the football coach, who later became athletic director. Dapp saw Byrne start the program from scratch.
I offered to help out, and he said, sure. I gave me a front row seat to watch him build the program from ground up. And I literally mean ground up, because when he took over, the softball field was basically a backstop, some dirt, an outfield, and 2 benches on the foul lines. And he used shovels, rakes, edgers, mowers, trying to transform that field. And so I watched it, from right there, and watched it grow. And as the program grew, the success grew, and it's kind of just a great situation that he started and was able to finish. We're all familiar with that movie, The Field of Dreams, and one of the iconic phrases in there was, if you build it, they will come. So I watched him build that field, and I watched how the players came.
In 1991, he was also an associate scout with the Cincinnati Reds. There, he met Beau Trumbo, who noticed Byrne's championship makeup.
John is a person who works hard, can make a decision, and does a good job of assessing where he is, but he knows people. He works with people, especially the young ladies he's dealt with and the families. The families are important in this because the families are there. They're allowing their daughters to play softball for him and having success.
He had great relationships with didn't matter who it was on the team, from 1 to 23. He had great relationships with them, and that enabled him then to coach the way he wanted to coach. He believed in playing the game the right way. He believed in certain aspects of the game that had to be executed, and he thought about the game in a very simple way. Get runners on, move them over, score, and that was his mindset. Each and every inning offensively was just to put up 1 run. But he broke things down into a simple perspective, and then hoped if you could execute those things that you would win a lot of games.
And win he did. From 1995 through his final season, Byrne led the Greyhounds to postseason play. 17 conference championships, 18 NCAA Division III playoff berths, and 3 times the Blue and Gray reached the Division III championships. In 2004, Moravian played in the NCAA championship game.
After we had clinched, I found the game ball, and I walked up to Coach Byrne, and one of the proudest memories I have from Moravian was handing him that game ball, because he had worked so hard. I mean, we had worked so hard too, but he had worked for years, and that was his ultimate goal, to play for a national championship. And just being able to hand him that game ball after that regional win was one of my proudest moments.
I will forever remember the experience. My teammates, we gave it everything we had. We left everything out on that field, and it's a vivid memory, and I'm so appreciative of that and the entire experience with Coach Byrne, my career here as a player, and now I help coach. And he's led me through so many highs and lows in life, and I admire, respect, and love him, and I'm forever grateful to him.
His commitment on and off the field was recognized not only by his players, but by opposing coaches, especially on the recruiting trail.
I knew that I couldn't miss a weekend. If I missed a weekend, I knew that he was out there. And he always amazed me with his recruiting style. I'd go in with a boatload of books and brochures and those kind of things, and he would go in, sit down, and have one piece of paper.
John Byrne came down to Wilmington, Delaware, and talked to me for 3 hours and watched my basketball game. And, he just had confidence in me that not a lot of coaches had. I'm out here playing shortstop, and I was a catcher when I came in. This man had so much confidence in me that I was going to be a good player here at Moravian, and it meant so much to me. I talk to that man about everything. I go into his office, and I could say anything, and he gives the best advice. That man's been through so much that he can give you the right words to say, and it's amazing because he always has the right words to say.
Byrne's delivery of those words were always straight to the point, and his message was never lost on his players.
He definitely was one of the hardest coaches I've ever had in my college career, and I think that he pushes all of us, and including me, to be better for ourselves and for the team, and I think that really helps us be who we are today. He's just very straightforward, and if you mess up, he's going to tell you that you messed up, and I think that we need that.
He would get on you, and you had to remember that what he was saying was important, not how he was saying it, because he knew that we could all do better sometimes than what we were delivering, and we expected him to extract that from us and make us perform to our highest potential. And I also am grateful to him for that, because it's taught me to push myself in my life in other areas. So the things I've learned on the field, I've been able to take off the field to my workplace, to my family, to relationships. And he develops people beyond softball players.
What became clear was that Byrne just didn't make Moravian better, he made the sport better.
If it's one thing that I know about John is he set a standard, and a standard for excellence. So he was the one that, your team had to play at a high level if you were even going to be in the game with him. So his standard, his expectations, it was like, okay, that's the team that we need to beat. That's the team that we need to kind of emulate and attempt to set our standard upon.
Look around you, Coach. Look around you. Your legacy is so much more than your 923 wins and 257 loss record. The 17 conference championships, the 18 NCAA playoff berths, the 3 World Series appearances, and a national runner-up finish. It is in the heart of each and every one of these players. You have left an impact on all our lives. We are your legacy. So on behalf of all the players, thank you. Thank you.
Let's welcome to the podium 2023 NFCA Hall of Fame inductee, John Byrne.
That last part wasn't staged at all, was it? Just looking up there, I'd do that every day. I'd go out to the field, just look around. But the other thing I got to tell you, in my baseball career, I was a 7-hitter, 6-hitter, 5th hitter at best. So when I saw the lineup tonight, and I'm hitting third, I was pretty excited. But the tough part about that is the 2 hitters before me, they just knocked it out of the park. So I have a tough way to go. But first of all, for that video, I want to thank Mr. Fred Reinhardt for making that nice video tribute possible, and also Zach Booth for producing it. Putting my entire career in 8 minutes is quite an amazing chore, so thanks to them. I want to also congratulate my fellow inductees, Lonnie, Carol, and my longtime friend and rival, Kim. Wow. I couldn't ask for a better grouping of people to go in the Hall of Fame with. And at the 40th anniversary that makes it very special with that. So thank you very much for sharing this night with me. I had a saying when I would tell my team every year. There were two things that were pretty much absolute, that nothing good ever happens after a walk and after midnight. And that held true pretty much for most of, until last year. I was unable to attend the convention, but there was a time difference. So back on the East Coast, it was after midnight. And wow, it was like 12:30 and my phone is, I'm trying to sleep and it's beeping and buzzing and emails and texts and I don't know what's going on. I don't know the phones anyway. I couldn't do that selfie, Lonnie. If you could send me a copy of that also, that would be great. So anyway, the phone is buzzing and finally there's a call. I'm like, what is going on? You look at it and it's my good friend from Alma College, Denny Griffin. And if Denny calls you, you pick it up. And they're at an after party here. And noise and everything. Congratulations, your name, your picture was up there. We can't wait for the party next year. Congratulations. And that sort of blew my whole thesis of nothing good ever happens after midnight, because that was after midnight. And yeah, I can't do that. However, I still stand pat. Well, nothing good ever happens after a walk. And my pitchers, a couple of them are out here, knew that. So that was last year's episode after midnight. After receiving that news, I remember being so overwhelmed with emotion that it's hard to explain. The two words, humbling and exciting, would be the best way to describe the feelings that I've had throughout this past year. I would like to thank those that were involved with the nomination process, unbeknownst to me. 2 years, in the last 2 years, members of my staff, Justine Rossai and current head coach Josh Baltz, who's my assistant, along with conference rival Brad Posner. We're working tirelessly behind the scenes putting this nomination together, and it's not an easy process. It's very well vetted out. Also, a grateful thanks to coaches Fran Troyan at Lehigh, Judy Laws of Kutztown, and Brandon Elliott of Virginia Wesleyan for putting in their support for me. Greatly appreciated. And I might add, hopefully their name is in the mix somewhere at that point. To the NFCA and the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, thank you for bestowing upon me the highest honor given within our profession. I'm truly humbled and grateful for this recognition. Although this recognition bears my name, it really is the culmination of lots of hard work on the part of many people that have influence and help in my life and career. Becoming a coach and coaching, simply put, is about relationships. Relationships developed out of learning, leading, teaching, mentoring, and competing. Sort of like and we have a lot of Jersey people. There's traffic circles you have in New Jersey where you have roads coming every which way. Well, they all have a label of those words that I just used. And in the middle of that traffic island is a statue of a coach and the profession of coaching. All those things flow into that. After retiring a little over a year ago, I've had a time to reflect on the journey. And between trips to the shore and golfing and things that I can do now, I've been able to do this. And I started to think back as a young athlete, I was very fortunate to have had many coaches that were influential in shaping my career as well as my life. School coaches such as Tom Cash, Dave Rittenhouse, Carl Goran, and Gus Skarsgård all taught not only athletic skills, but lessons far beyond the fields of competition. Along with my father, who was a coach, teacher, and high school principal, they all built the foundation for me both as a person and as a future coach. And I might add, a lot of that was through tough love. And sometimes that's tough. You don't understand that till 10 years later or 20 years later. But that process was filled with a lot of effort on those people. Following a 4-year baseball career at Moravian College, little did I know I would spend the next 40 years working in various roles at my alma mater, and you heard some of them here. I know that, yes, that was not a typo. I was the head volleyball coach in 1988. That was an emergency situation, lasted 1 year, but it gave me my first head coaching. But that was 1988. I wasn't ready yet, so I needed more seasoning. So I went back to my full-time job was in admissions. Now in Division III, you wear a lot of hats, so my money was coming in from admissions. I was making zero coaching baseball. I was not using any school car. I had to use mine. You didn't get any lunch money to go out recruiting or anything, so it was all coming out of my pocket, but that was money well invested for the future. Getting back, mentioning Moravian, I'm honored to have here tonight Dr. Nicole Lloyd, the Executive Vice President for University Life, and that umbrella's athletics. Nicole, thank you so much for making the effort and taking the time to be here this evening. Thank you for your support. That you don't know how much that means, you being here tonight. So we're doing the volunteer coaching thing and doing admissions work, running back, getting visit 5 high schools, getting back for practice, do this, do that. I then moved on out of the volleyball, and I helped out with baseball, I helped out with football. And during that time, I was able to work with 2 of the finest coaches any young person could learn from. The late Doug Pollard, who served as our assistant football coach and head track coach, and head football coach Scott Dapp. Coach Pollard was the best recruiter I've ever been around and cherished the experiences learned during many high school visits, home visits, campus visits with him. Coach Dapp, who is here tonight and you saw in the video, is the best teacher, communicator, organizer, and X and O coach I've ever been around. He's simply the best. And as I relish his teachings, I relish his friendship more than anything else. Thanks, Coach. And having been a former head baseball coach, before coming to Moravian, it was a no-brainer that when I became a head coach that I would ask him to be a part of my staff. And also, he had asked me to help out with football, and I said, sure. So what position did he give me? And if you know about kickers and punters in football, they're a little off, to say. So I get him on my staff. We're going to give him pitchers. Yeah. I got him back. Yeah. But it worked out very well because he is, as I said, the best X and O, best communicator, best teacher, and it worked out fine. But we had fun in those days. Those 2 coaches, along with my aforementioned father and school coaches, were the biggest influences in my development as a coach. Also, during that time, I was able to secure a position, as you saw, as an associate scout for the Cincinnati Reds, along with Bo Trumbo. This experience working with Bo was critical in not only learning how to evaluate and recruit talent, but also how to trust your instincts on the recruiting trail. And you saw Stacy said that I would come out and, I didn't have the books, I didn't have the, loads of paper and everything. The one paper she was alluding to, that was just directions to the 7-Eleven afterwards so I could get that Slurpee after that. That's what I carried that around. So that didn't even have anything to do with it. But the experiences learned from all these mentors prior to becoming a head coach would prove to be invaluable. 1994, then athletic director John Makovic gave me the opportunity to take the reins of the Moravian softball program. I would like to thank Coach Mack for having the faith and confidence in me to lead that program. I also want to mention Tanya Thier-Hood, who is here tonight, who was in on the roster in 1994 as a current player. She was a big part of convincing me to leave the baseball world and convert over to leading the softball team. I think it really worked out pretty well, T. What do you think? Thank you. Those talks out in front of the Greyhound statues out there, you were the reason. And I'm thankful for you with that. So we took the reins. The goal was simple: to take an obscure program and make it relevant and respected at the local, regional, and national levels. During my reflections, as I've mentioned, I've asked myself, how did I do that, and how did we do that? The answer was pretty simple. It was to form relationships and surround yourself with the best support staff, assistant coaches, and players that you can. No program succeeds without support staff that works tirelessly behind the scenes. My good friend and best athletic trainer in the business, Bob Ward, and his wife Patty are here tonight. Bob, along with Anita Finelli and Lori Radcliffe, were simply the best, and were as important in any win in our program. Student managers, Jeff Dean, Matt Garr, also present. They did it all: field work, catching bullpens, announcing, you name it, they did it. Got paid the minimum wage. Facility folks, bus drivers, food service personnel, gotta love them. They bring out my cookies, my ice cream when I'm getting on the bus. Gotta have those. Equipment staff, SIDs, athletic department, office assistants, all played a critical part in our success. I want to thank all of my former assistant coaches over the years: Scott Hope, Ron Cardinal, Jim Wills, Scott Dapp, Amy Rogers, Justine Rosside, Leah Holmes, Josie Novak, just to name a few. Many are here tonight. As a group, I am most proud of my former intern assistant coaches who have gone on to be outstanding head coaches, leading programs of their own across the country. That intern program was invaluable in terms of helping our program, but also to shape the lives of people that are still affecting lives, and is one of the proudest memories of my coaching staff, of working with those folks. Ben Presbiora came down from Syracuse to help out as an intern coach. He's back up in that area as a head baseball coach. Sarah Malarico Leavenworth is a head coach now at Muhlenberg College. She left a good job in California, came across country. She was making a lot of money. And I said, I can give you $7,000 and you can live in one of our houses. Do you sure you want to do it? Yes. You're 29 years old. What are you thinking? Well, if that wasn't bad, then I get another call. I get another intern from Georgia. Same, I'm 29, I'm 28. I want to coach. Okay, Jess Strong, who is now the head coach at Berry University. And certainly Josh Baltz, who is the current head coach and my successor at Moravian, my longtime trusted assistant. And I'm so proud to have had all of you in our program, and even prouder of what you have gone on to do. Last year, during the championships of Division III, I looked at the field, and 25% of the head coaches in that field were from the Moravian College intern coaching program, when Berry and Moravian. Those are the things that go far beyond the number of wins, losses, percentages that you can't put a value on. All of these longtime assistants have been the heart and soul of our program. A big piece of this honor goes to all these good people mentioned. Thank you again. The biggest piece of this recognition goes to our players. After surrounding yourself with good support people and good assistants to help you, you need to surround yourself with good players. For 29 years, I had the pleasure of working with some of the best student athletes a coach could ask for. Their talent, dedication, and love of the sport of softball made my livelihood so fulfilling and enjoyable every day. We were able to attract players that met our absolute criteria, which included athleticism, competitiveness, and most importantly, the willingness to be coached to their potential. As Coach Baltz alluded to in the video, the ability to find this combination allowed me to coach in the way that we did. We pushed our players to realize their potential far beyond their beliefs, always striving for perfection, but accepting excellence. By respecting the game and playing it the right way, they understood it would pay them back. They responded to structure and accountability, also known as tough love, by knowing the difference between personal criticism and coaching. Respect was earned and given by players and coaches alike. Losing was respected, but never accepted. They did ordinary skills exceptionally well and knew if they did that, the big picture of winning would fall into place. These core principles were a common thread throughout the years that made the players proud to wear the 8 letters spelling Moravian across their uniforms. I'm very proud of their championship DNA and attitude that spanned my 29 years and continues on to this day. During that span, I'm very pleased to say that every recruited class we brought in over their 4 years played in the postseason, won at least one conference championship, if not more, and competed in the NCAA tournament at least once. I am so very thankful and grateful for these players, some here tonight, for being a part of this journey. Janae Matos, Janelle Bride, Josie Novak, Tanya Thayer, Deb Noble, Leah Holmes, Jen Hastings, Maddie Bieber. Thank you on behalf, and the countless emails and texts I've gotten in the last hour or so. It would be remiss of me not to make mention of the players and coaches I had the honor of working for with the Philadelphia Force in the NPF in 2007. Many have gone on to very successful coaching careers of their own and are here tonight. Trina Peel, Jenna Hall took sick, sorry she couldn't be here. Jen Teague was my assistant coach. Sharonda McDonald, Stacy Pestrak I've run into. So proud to have that opportunity to work with you folks, and it was a tremendous learning experience in my career. Thank you. It's not only the people that help you and that you coach, that you share relationships with. I want to thank some of the rivals that I've had over the years. I have tremendous respect for the coaches of our sport who I've competed against, especially the ones I have become good friends with. Competing with local and conference rivals such as Fred Dorman, Stacy Hollinger, Kathy Steib, Brad Posner, Bruce McConkey, Rachel Tarasi, Sam Campo, Tom Dottie, Erica Mahalik, and Kathy Krupa bring back some fond memories. Regional coaches such as my New Jersey neighbors, Margie Acker, Anita Kabika, Sally Miller, Hallie Cohen, and fellow inductee Kim Wilson were some of our most formidable foes. And especially the late Hall of Famer Margie Knight from Salisbury, our biggest rival in the early 2000s. Special memories. Nationally, I was honored to compete against the likes of Deb Palazzi, Julie Lenhart, Leslie Huntington, Chris Herman, Diana Pepin, Brandon Elliott, Keith Parr, Denny Griffin, George Wares, John Sheeta, Janae Shirley, Penny Sikoris, and Donna Newberry, to name a few. A special thanks to those folks for not only the fierce competition, but for making me a better coach. Quick Donna Newberry story. When I mentioned at the beginning that we wanted, the goals were to earn respect and play the game the right way. We were playing in the 2007 Leadoff Classic. It was a 2-1 loss on our part. It was an 8-inning game. It was one of the best games played that I've been a part of on both sides. Muskegon was a national power. We were holding our own. We went through the line, shaking hands. Coach Newberry and I shook hands. I said the same to her. Great game, well played, exceptional ball game for the game of softball. She looked up at me in that Donna Newberry way and said, exactly what I expected from a Moravian team. That was one of the most influential statements that was told to me in my college coaching career. We had arrived. We had gained that respect. We just lost, so I had to put back my game face on, go back to address my team. Inside, I was beaming ear to ear. Similar conversation I had with Carol 2 days ago in the hall here. We played Brandon Elliott's Virginia Wesleyan team in the Leadoff Classic 2 or 3 years ago. Once again, we lost 2-1. Seems to be a recurring theme here. Next day, Carol came up to me and echoed the same sentiments that Donna Newberry. Powerful words that stuck with me, that we were doing it the right way. Win or lose, sometimes you never know who's watching. And that was 2 of the proudest moments I've had in my coaching career. So coaches out there, young coaches, remember those memories and those instances. And lastly, relationships with family and friends. As mentioned, my father, my biggest fan and supporter, who is no longer with us, was and still is a major influence not only on my career but life. Not only did he teach me many athletic skills and coaching traits, he more importantly shaped me into the person I have become. I cannot thank him enough for the amount of time and effort, care and support, and tough love he devoted to me over his lifetime. His presence is certainly felt here tonight, beaming down with a huge sense of pride. My mother, who I know wishes she could have attended tonight, has been a constant source of love and support throughout my life. I am not sure if she could diagram a bunt defense or draw up a cutoff play after the countless innings she has watched through my playing and coaching, but I do know she always was proud of me no matter what the outcome was, win or lose. My sister Sue, who herself has had a very successful career as an administrator and professional in Division I athletics, through sibling rivalry, has always been supportive throughout my career. Thank you for being here tonight. And without question, the 2 most important people in my life, my 2 daughters, Rachel and Jamie. As I transitioned to this new chapter of retirement, it gave me the opportunity to watch them compete and complete their collegiate athletic careers. Rachel in track, Jamie in volleyball. Regrettably, something that my coaching career reduced me from doing as much as I wanted to earlier in their life. I'm so proud of the young women they have grown up to be and look forward to sharing in their lives in the future. I'm so happy they are here tonight to share this moment with me. To all those that are close to me, some that are here tonight, such as my college roommate, Mike McGee, my best friend, Wendy Willard, former teammates, classmates, co-workers and friends, a heartfelt thankful. To bring my time to conclusion, it was with the anticipation of accepting this esteemed award that I was able to reflect back on my memories, as I've mentioned. I've always taught my players not only to respect the game of softball, but also to respect the game of life. If you do that, they both will pay you back. I have been paid back handsomely. The years have been filled with wins and losses, both tears of joy and tears of sadness, dreams and accomplishments, and lasting loving relationships. Hopefully, I have been able to make, in some small way, a positive difference with those that I have crossed paths with in my career. The number of wins, championships, trophies, plaques are special, but they pale in comparison to the number of relationships made with the exceptional people I've had the opportunity to coach, work with, and compete against. Thank you all for this amazing ride and this very special night.
Kim Wilson, one of the winningest coaches in NCAA Division III softball, has won 943 games in 33 seasons as a Division III head coach. In 27 seasons at Rowan, Coach Wilson has compiled a record of 878 wins, 293 losses, and 2 ties. While leading the Profs to 8 New Jersey Athletic Conference championships and 19 NCAA tournament appearances, including a 3rd-place national finish. Yeah. Coach Wilson's overall record in 32 years of coaching, which includes 6 seasons at Washington and Jefferson College, is 943 wins, 350 losses, and 2 ties. She heads into the 2024 season ranked 5th in wins among active Division III coaches and 6th in Division III all-time victories. Rowan's 19 NCAA regional appearances under Coach Wilson include 5 trips to the NCAA Super Regionals and a pair of national championship appearances in 2018 and 2023. A 9-time NJAC Coach of the Year, her Profs had reached the 30-win plateau 20 times, including the 4-win mark on 4 occasions, and counting. Please enjoy this video honoring the career of Kim Wilson.
When you delve into the world of Rowan softball, one name stands out like a beacon of excellence: Kim Wilson. Over her remarkable 27 seasons with the Profs, she etched her name in NCAA Division III history, securing an astounding 943 career victories, with 878 of those triumphs achieved during her tenure at Rowan. Her leadership propelled the Profs to remarkable heights, including 8 New Jersey Athletic Conference championships, 19 NCAA tournament appearances, 6 regional championships, 3 super regional championships, and 4 NCAA national championship tournament appearances. Yet, beyond her impressive record, what truly sets Kim apart is the family culture she meticulously nurtured over nearly 3 decades in Glassboro.
I have been so fortunate for over 25 years to have been able to watch you coach and be so successful, and to turn Rowan's softball program into a perennial powerhouse. All of your success and accolades on the field only tell half the story. What makes you a great coach and leader is your personal connection and bond you have with your players. I've been inspired watching you guide and mentor young girls and turn them into successful, independent young women. So many have been lucky to have you as such a positive role model in their life. You have this tremendous ability to make everyone feel like their family.
You always had an open door, whether it was to steal candy, which I did way too often, or even, if I needed a solution while I was playing, when I wasn't playing anymore. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for you and all the love and support that you showed us. Rowan softball is the epitome of a family. I've made my best friends there, my best memories there, and that's all a huge testament to you and what an amazing person and coach that you are.
I tell all of my students now that one of the best blessings in my life as an athletic trainer was to get to work with an amazing coaching staff that actually cares for their student athletes. And I think you lead that way and have led that way for a really long time. So to have the level of competitiveness and the level of care that you do and still be successful and get this honor is wonderful.
As someone who has been an ambassador for the game, someone who has served those around you, you've been a mentor, you've been a friend, and you've always worked for the good of the game. You have a lot to be proud of on such an incredible career in Division III softball, and I couldn't be happier.
You have impacted my life in a way that has inspired me to be a better coach. Just watching you firsthand interact with your players, and it's obvious that you don't just care about them being successful on the softball field. You truly care about them being equipped with the tools to be successful in life and you want them to be better people. And I think that starts with how you treat them and the environment that you've provided for them.
I'm super proud to have been a part of your legacy and owe my entire college coaching career to all that you have taught and instilled in me throughout the years. I call you a mentor, but more importantly, one of my closest friends.
Of all your wins and accolades that have led you here, your leadership and your character is truly what defines your Hall of Fame coaching. You have an all-in attitude, you respect your players and their families, and we thank you for that. But most importantly, you love the game. It's been an honor to have played and learned from you.
Thank you for all the memories created during my time at Rowan and welcoming me into the RUSB family. Can't wait to see you soon. Love, Ash and the gang.
Thank you for taking a chance on me many years ago. I am so thankful to have had the opportunity to play for you and coach by your side and still have such a great relationship years later. You have taught me that there is so much more to coaching than the game of softball, and I continue to instill that into my student athletes.
The title of coach has been a lifelong companion to Kim. She'll tell you that she practically grew up on a college campus as her mother, Jan, was a college coach at Penn State Barron. In an era when Title IX had yet to be implemented, her mother's commitment to fighting for women's opportunities in sports left an ingrained mark on her. Kim continues to champion this cause and imparts these values in her student athletes day in and day out. Her unwavering investment in her players and coaching staff exceeds well beyond their time on the field, exemplifying her enduring dedication to their well-being and success.
Coach, you have made such an incredible impact on myself and the numerous student athletes that have gone through your program at Rowan University. From first playing for you and then coaching alongside of you, you helped bring out the passion for the game of softball that was once lost. You have shown me what it means to build a program around culture, to build relationships, and to instill excellence in our student athletes.
The really important things are that you don't see in the wins and the losses is the people that you've helped. And me and my general studies degree would like to personally thank you, because I was a kid that was tough to coach, but you never gave up on me. And well after I was done playing for you, you came back into my life, helped me finish my degree, and I'm in the position I am today as a head college coach because of you.
Hey Coach, it's Carange. I wear red, white, and blue, and when Coach gives me signs, I don't know what to do. The biggest congratulations on the most ridiculously amazing and well-deserved accomplishment for you. I am so thankful to have been on your team. I wish you all the best, well-deserved. Congratulations.
You know, I'm a lifelong basketball coach, and coaching here in Philly, I saw the Basketball Hall of Famers. And Coach Wilson, I'll put your coaching ability up against anyone in any sport. Love watching your practices. I love the teaching. I love your calmness in games, the confidence you give your team, as well as just the competitiveness and will to win. You're a Hall of Famer for a reason. You check every box that anyone would want to see in a coach. And like I said, I'll put you up against anyone. Congrats.
Kim is the ultimate competitor. More importantly, I remember in 2015 seeing in her dugout her 4 assistant coaches, all of which are now successful head coaches in their respective universities. And that's a testament to Coach Wilson and her ability to impact, mentor, and guide those she's surrounded by.
Although I wasn't one of your student athletes, you always treated me like an honorary member of the softball team. Your guidance, your mentorship to your student athletes, to young adults, and anyone else that has crossed paths with you is unmatched.
You're an outstanding coach, mentor, role model, and friend. I've enjoyed watching your teams play, and I know whenever our 2 squads get together, I better bring my A game because your team's going to be well prepared. I also appreciate the fact that I can pick up the phone or text at any time and pick your brain, and we can share the knowledge of this great game of softball.
Coach Palazzi, did you hear Kim Wilson's getting inducted into the NFCA Hall of Fame? I did. I heard that. It's about time. I just can't figure out why they would always send these New Jersey schools to our regionals. I don't get it either. I don't get it because they come to our place, all of them. I've hosted all of them. I remember playing Rowan preseason and postseason. I remember playing Rowan spring games and postseason. Yes. And I don't ever remember winning. I don't remember beating Kim ever. Good thing she's getting into the Hall of Fame.
As a fitting combination of her illustrious career, Kim Wilson has been rightfully honored with the induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame. This prestigious recognition serves as a testament to her unmatched contributions to the world of softball, her unwavering commitment to fostering a family atmosphere within her teams, and her enduring dedication to the personal growth and success of her players. Kim's legacy will now forever be enshrined to future generations of athletes and coaches who aspire to follow in her footsteps.
Congratulations. Take all of it in and know that you make a difference. We love you.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Coach. No one deserves this more than you.
Kim, congratulations. Way overdue, much deserved. Very happy and proud of you.
Enjoy your moment because you have definitely earned it.
Congratulations on a great career, and go Profs.
Congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to celebrate with you.
Congratulations on your induction into the NFCA Hall of Fame.
I'm super excited for you. I'm super happy for you, and I can't wait to celebrate with you.
Like our song says, I've had the time of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium 2023 NFCA Hall of Fame inductee, Kim Wilson.
Wow. So I'm the four-hitter. I was the four-hitter, so that's okay. I was not a bunter or slapper, so we're all good. I know it's going to be a tall task closing out tonight's ceremonies after these incredible coaches. I'll do my best. Congratulations, Lonnie, Carol, John. It's an incredible accomplishment. It's an honor to be standing here with you tonight as we celebrate the impact that we have had as coaches, not only on the game, but also on the people in our lives. Coaching has been something that's been part of my life since I can remember. I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by some amazing people. All of this is so much bigger than the game. That's something that really hit home for me, especially over the past few years and specifically over the past few months. We spend so much of our time on the field competing, focusing on wins and losses, that sometimes the bigger picture seems out of reach. I've spent a lot of my life prioritizing softball, my team, and my job, and I've been fortunate to have had success in my career. I would say a lot of that success can be attributed to the way I was raised and to my family around me. While coaching and softball are important to me, right now, my priority has been being a daughter. Thank you. I'm going to be vulnerable here tonight, and that's not my nature. It's really not. A week ago, I was honored to be with my dad as he took his last breath. My family was able to be with him as he passed. I'm lucky to have a supportive family. My brother and sister-in-law moved my parents into their home, even knowing what the outcome would be. It was not easy to be the nursing care for the giant in your family, but you do what you do. My three brothers helped, each in their own way. We were able to be there to do the things that none of us were trained to do. The last 8 weeks have been very different from what I thought I'd be doing this fall. I'm going to do my best to get through this, but know that I made the choice to be a daughter to the most important man in my life. Thank you. My dad was the anchor in our lives. He was steady, strong, and a great partner to my mom. We will miss him dearly. Okay, that was the hard part. To all the coaches in the room with kids, I am that kid. Your kids are going to be okay. They are. My mom was the original Coach Wilson, so I was lucky to begin my coaching internship at the age of 6 years old. She coached volleyball and softball at Penn State Barron, along with cheerleading, tennis, teaching phys ed, and basically doing anything else she was asked to do. Driving vans, moving things, it was great. I really didn't know anything else as a kid. Hanging around a gym on a college campus as your playground is an amazing place to grow up. It obviously had a lasting impact on me. I was lucky to be able to follow in my mom's footsteps and land a college coaching job at 24. My mom taught me a lot of different life lessons growing up, both in and out of sport. I'm pretty confident that I'm still the only kid she ever threw out of practice. It was my freshman volleyball season. I don't remember what it was about, but she quickly set the boundaries on our mother and daughter relationship and our coaching relationship. She taught me what it looks like to fight the fight that you believe in and what's right. She used to have to break into the gym at Slippery Rock College because women weren't allowed to use it. They had to wear dresses to the dining halls. So she skipped a lot of meals. My grandparents would get a lot of phone calls about her not going to dinner. Good times. I grew up watching what women's athletics looked like, both with and without Title IX. Remember, without the word participation in the Title IX legislation, women's rights would not be where they are today. We still have a lot of work to do, and let's keep fighting that fight. When I started my life after college, I thought my mom would retire and I would take over coaching for her. My math just didn't quite work out in the real world, so I had to find my own way. My first job was teaching elementary physical education in Virginia, where the good old boys didn't think I could coach. Funny how things work out. A year and a half later, I was hired as a head softball and soccer coach at Washington and Jefferson College. I'm not a soccer coach. Too much space, too much grass. I left W&J after 6 years to go to Rowan. That was life-changing. 28 years and many adventures later, I'm thankful to be at a school where I'm surrounded by incredible people. Coaching and sport are a roller coaster. There are many ups and downs, celebrations and challenges. One of my roller coasters was going to the World Series in my third year at Rowan, and then spending the next 15 years trying to get back there. This past year, our team made some incredible memories while competing in the World Series at ETBU in Texas. I know I'm not probably supposed to say World Series, but that's what we do. Division III, we break all the rules. Sorry. The best memory to me had nothing to do with being on the field, actually. I'm not sure why, but during our postseason run, Take Me Home, Country Roads became our theme song. On our last night, we went to an old school steakhouse that had live music. When that song was played, our kids started dancing and singing together. Kathy, our bus driver, taught them how to two-step. The whole night at dinner was full of laughter, singing, dancing, and enjoying each other's company. The singing continued on the bus, even after we stopped for ice cream. We ended up driving around for about an hour, going in circles, passing our hotel at least 15 times. The kids had no idea. The kids and coaches were singing, We were having a great time together on our last night as Team 49. That memory still gives me chills and makes me so proud to be their coach. You could feel the love they had for each other, and they just wanted to be together. I will never forget Coach Shy singing Whitney Houston into a bat, dancing up and down the aisles on the bus. It's a fabulous memory. The biggest reason for the continued success of the program is the family culture that has been created. In September, we celebrated our 50th anniversary of Glassboro State Rowan softball program. We hosted an alumni game and a reception. We had over 80 alums come back from all over the world. Literally, we had somebody fly in from Germany. It was pretty cool. As much as we get caught up in the wins and losses, the memories and relationships are what truly have a lasting impact. There were zero conversations about winning and losing. Everything revolved about the memories they made while being part of RUSB. Today, I'm proud as a coach to watch them make memories with their families. It's a bit surreal that I have kids of alumni coming back to our camps now. It's incredible to watch these women succeed in so many aspects of their lives. At this point, I have not coached any of their kids. I'm sure it's coming. We'll see. Seeing those relationships thrive for years, reliving memories, and witnessing the impact RUSB has had on their lives is something I don't take for granted. One of my favorite things in this entire experience has been seeing my two families blend together. The team has welcomed my mom into practices and provided her with many campus tours. She's even gotten involved in practice. She asked to hit some ground balls. She hadn't done that for a while. She's 83. She swung and missed the first ball, and after the second ball, we had to pick her up off the ground. Yeah, she was swinging so hard. On the third one, she hit a bullet to the shortstop. Of course she did. Throughout my life, my parents and brothers have supported me as an athlete and a coach. They have traveled all over the country supporting me and Rowan softball. My dad even made the front page of the newspaper in Wisconsin, Eau Claire in 1999. It's about so much more than the game. To me, it's about having fun, creating relationships, and memories that last the test of time. It's about empowering young women to become confident and to go after what they want in life. It's about sharing the joy of the game and the memories made with family. With the holidays approaching, I encourage all of you to take some time for your families, take care of yourselves, so you can come back the best coach and person you can be. I want to take this time to thank some people who have made an impact on my life and my coaching career. Thank you to everyone who was a part of making this night happen. To Robin, Diana, Nate, Janae, and everyone else who was a part of my nomination. Your friendship has meant the world to me. To Ash and the gang, Mav, Lauren, BA, Christy, MP, Jesse, Penny, and John. I don't know exactly what you wrote, but it worked, so I thank you. To Mike Candorea. I was at a clinic in Pittsburgh in 1991, and you were the headliner. You took the time to talk to a young coach about the game. I am grateful for your kindness and humility. You taught me that we should always be sharing knowledge about the game with each other. I appreciate that. To W&J Soccer and Softball, thank you for being kind to a young coach who really had no idea what she was doing. We learned together. I'm lucky to have relationships with many of those kids today. I was not a soccer coach. To the NJAC coaches, Sally, Anita, Margie, Jess, Bridget, Mare, Ashley, Jackie, and Mav. I love my job because of all of you. I'm in awe of your work ethic, discipline, and dedication that you all display for your players and institutions. Even though everyone thinks we fight, I cherish my relationship with each and every one of you. We are lucky to have such great coaches in our conference. To Candace, thank you for the early days of learning how to coach together. Even though we didn't coach the same sport, we were able to talk about how to deal with players, parents, and administrators. Coaching is coaching, no matter what sport. I appreciate your friendship over the last 30 years. To Dina, we had some great times coaching together in the early days. You always had my back when we were fighting the fight, and you continue to have my back to this day. Thank you for sharing your wife with me for the last 7 years. To Nate. I still remember the day you walked into my office at 18 years old. You were a swimmer who wanted to come and help out the softball team. What goes together better than swimming and softball? To say that day was life-changing would be an understatement. You challenged me to be uncomfortable, even when I didn't realize I needed it. I wasn't sure where Oprah and Brene Brown fit into coaching softball. You made me figure it out. We had Weeping Wednesdays and our Therapy Thursdays along the way. Our weekly touchy-feely meetings were torture for me. They really were. But I'm grateful for my time with you, and I cherish your friendship always. You even helped me navigate COVID, and I came out the other side a better person. To Rowan University Softball, thank you for allowing me to be the keeper of the program for the last 28 years. It has been an honor and a privilege to coach this program. I love each and every one of you. Ash and the gang and Sims, thank you for being here tonight. To my current players who are here tonight, it means the world to me to share this with you. Bree, Peyton, Kat, and Liz, I love you all. To Christy and Mav, it's been incredible to watch you both grow from the time you were players and assistants at Rowan to now leading your own collegiate programs. Know that I am so proud of you and the work that you are doing. To Meg, thank you for your dedication to our program. I'm glad you finally were able to leave the dark side and become one of us. To Birdie. Oh, Birdie. I know when you call me, someone has reached out and said that I'm going to lose my job and that you should talk me off the ledge. So far, you've done a great job. Look where we are. I'm glad that Rowan Softball is your playground when your real job is driving you crazy. I appreciate your dedication to the cause, and this is why we drink. MP, I'm sorry. You've had a week with me. I know working with me is like herding cats. It really is. I'm really sorry for that. Thank you for your dedication to me and our players. I appreciate everything you do, and I couldn't do it without you. To Shyla. You refer to me as Mom. Know that my heart smiles every time you say it. I loved watching your transformation from a player to a mother. Thank you for sharing Leilani with me and the team. It means the world to me. To my family, Kim and Aubrey. Yes, my partner's name, my wife's name is Kim. It's a little weird. I'm not talking about myself. I know it's not easy being the wife and daughter of a college coach, but you make it look easy. I appreciate your undying support of me and our program more than you know. I love you both. Aubrey played for me. I didn't kick her out of practice. Elizabeth, my niece. Don't ever quit being who you are. I'm so excited that you are here to share this night with me. I love you, along with the rest of my nieces and nephews. To my brothers, I know having me as your big sister has not always been easy, but it's been fun. Some days more than others, I'm sure. I'm so proud of the men that you have become. This has been a hard few months for our family. I know you will continue to carry on Dad's legacy. Mom, the OG Coach Wilson. Know that I'm here for you as we navigate your fight. You have made me the woman and coach I am today, and I'm so thankful for what our relationship has evolved into. I love you with all my heart. You mean the world to me. It is. Thank you all for being here to the end. I appreciate that. And now it's time for the party. Thank you.